Hello there, glad you can make it. Yes, it is in fact me playing a brand new game. I know, beautiful. However, I'm pretty bad at it. I just started playing it yesterday, so go easy on me. I have made it into chapter 3 if you're curious. However, because I'm gonna assume that my gameplay is gonna be bad because I'm not really focused and I'm more focused on talking, then go easy on me if I make any really dumb mistakes in the platformer thing. However, that is not the topic at hand, because you know what? I am tired of a lot of things, but in this case, I'm tired of making intros. Remember that whole speech a while ago on how I was like, oh, 5-minute intros, now we do 4-minute intros. Why don't we just don't do the intro at all? Instead, we will look to innovation as it shows and displays us with brand new technologies. And with technology comes artificial intelligence. I know, everyone's most favorite thing, and therefore I will resign my place as the righteous introer and leave it to AI to grace your ears. So sit back and be careful, because you might die because of how good this is. Ready? All right.
Hey guys, welcome. What cool mother? I'm anything. Please be fine. We're working video.
Isn't that perfect? In my opinion, I think it really rectifies the whole, hallelujah element, and how it's way better when it comes to, how my videos are very, innovative. They've never been done before. Therefore, I think that it more perfectly encapsulates the feeling, the emotion of chit chat. Okay, enough playing around. So, freshmen, right? I thought about exactly how I wanted to begin this topic, and I felt like it's honestly better if I begin as a freshman than speaking about freshmen. I mean, I will speak about freshmen, however, I still do feel like it's more fitting if I just show my experience as a fucking 9th grader. If you are in another country, yes, it is 9th grade. I don't know. I doubt it, but if you are from another country, shout out to you. Cool, I guess. And what is it? 14-year-olds just kind of showing their way through high school. I'm talking as if I'm fucking 60 at this point, but freshman year was fun, don't get me wrong. I was pretty good. I think my GPA was the highest out of the rest of my years, to be honest. And in any case, I got a lot of opportunities handed to me. I think the only thing was that, oh my god, the principal did not like me, and I'll save that for another story, because I feel like I should not waste that on a topic that's not supposed to be about me. However, in freshman year, there were a lot of fun things that I was able to do. There was, let's see, for example, there was this fundraiser thing. It was kind of an activity given to freshmen and seniors specifically. I don't remember if there were any sophomores / juniors there. Not as far as I know. However, they did exist. Don't get me wrong. And sorry. And it was pretty fun. We weren't doing the fundraiser or anything. We were in charge of talking about where the profits would get into, or like the proceeds. So because something about the school getting money from the government, and then they put the responsibility in the hands of the students in order to take a vote and then say where exactly they want the fundraising money to go into. So that's exactly how things were done. And we were in charge of making sure that no one votes twice, for example. And I would begin working at or not really working because I wasn't paid, but volunteering, yes, more appropriate word. I began handing stickers out, for example. And then, I mean, that was fun for a little while. But it was kind of boring, a little bit. However, I managed to, well, I mean, we were all kind of rotating work because one was clearly more engaging than the other, no offense. The sticker one was fine, but, the stickers were kind of boring, don't get me wrong. It was clear that, not everyone was really a fan of how the stickers looked. Sorry. Oh my god. Yeah, but it was charming to say the least. So it wasn't completely. Oh my god. It wasn't completely lost or anything. However, when it came to the other job, that was the whole recounting votes so that people don't vote twice, that sort of thing. And that one is the more memorable one to me. Obviously, I remember handing out stickers and stuff, but like, I don't even know what the stickers look like. I just remember like, you know, how they felt to me. So fair enough. However, when it came to counting the votes, the reason why it was so memorable to me is because there were so many things that just went wrong with it all. As here's the process simplified. Person goes up in line and they're like, hey, my name is so and so, or they show their ID and then say that, oh, this is my name, and so on and so forth. And then I would go to the Excel sheet, I would find their name in this giant Excel sheet of how many students there were, and there were a lot. It's a big school. And then I would put an X on the right of their name to show that they voted. And that's the system in which to stop people from double voting. Yeah? However, when it came to some people's names in particular, me as a freshman, I'm not gonna lie, I could not keep my laughter for the life of me, and it was really difficult. Like, I laughed way too often. Not to say that I don't laugh now, of course. Obviously, I do laugh kind of often. Depends on the day, of course. However, I mean, it was what it was, and I just really could not fucking contain myself. However, I say that because for some people's names, right? This one person, right? Okay, first of all, the amount, like, I've never felt so like, damn, everyone has the same like last name until that whole volunteering thing, because the amount of like, I would give examples, but they're all Chinese. The amount of like Chinese names that were like, or even like Indian names that I had like 50 million of, like, for example, fine, I'll give examples, like Singh, for example, or Chu, or however many, you know, common names there are. Like, I was genuinely impressed. Like, did you guys like all come from the same place? If so, that's fucking impressive. Like, that's kind of weird to think about. But, like, you know, I'll that's kind of cool, I guess. I mean, my last name is an atrocity. I have 5 names, so it's like, there's not that much to be said there. However, when it comes to, you know, common last names, it was really surprising. It's because the Excel sheet was ordered in a way where the last names would be the, you know, would be alphabetical. Sorry, however you pronounce that. So you would just see, you know, something Chu and something else Chu, and just going on for like pages and pages, and it was honestly funny. I cannot lie about that. However, eventually I got used to them, right? I was like, okay, well, I mean, and whatever, they have the same names, and I get it. But I think the worst one, the worst person that ever came up to me as a freshman who could not contain themselves for shit and was really hyped and almost caught off guard about this whole thing was, how do I say this? Hold on. Right. Was this one, I think, Taiwanese, is that how you say it? From Thailand or something? This one kid, right? He seemed like a junior. He definitely seemed older than me, I can say that for sure. And he was a pretty tall kid, and he walked up to vote, and I was kind of anticipating the whole, okay, what shoe are you? I didn't actually say that as a freshman, but like, I definitely was kind of thinking it, so I was just like, you know, anticipating the common last name. However, I'm sorry if that's wrong. I promise you that is not in like ill intentions. I wouldn't do the same thing now, but yeah. So, oh my god. Yeah. So, the guy came over, right? really sweet guy. He was like, hey, how's it going? Yeah, my first name is this, and then he kindly gave me his ID. And I really liked this guy. Like, he was so nice. He was just really kind for something that really did not require kindness in the slightest. It was just fucking it was just, you know, put your vote in and whatnot. But he gave me his ID, and I'm not gonna say his first name, but his last name started with a T and ended in an ethong. And I don't know why reading the last name Tethong was the funniest shit to me, but when I got that ID card, I literally froze up. Like, I tensed up. Every fiber of my being was like, Andrew, you fucking dumbass. This guy is like the nicest person that you will ever find in like I don't know, in the next 2 hours. Don't fuck something like this up out of everything, right? And, oh my god. And I just, as I said, every part of my being just like tensed up. I was really unsure and just honestly afraid, because the signs of my tiny little was like popping up, and the guy was just staring at me, and his grin went away. He was like, oh, is there something wrong? And I'm like, no, nothing at all. Nothing. Yeah, don't worry about it. And so I was like battling demons with that fucking ID card. I know it's probably not as funny when I say his name, but if you're laughing, then whatever. But you see, I put his name down. I misspell it because I'm laughing so hard, and then I look at the ID card again, and then I burst into laughter, and I knew that the second my fucking like let out, it was over. It was over. That was it. There's no more. My freshman career, my sophomore career, my everything career, it's in shambles. I will never make friends again, ever. This Tethong guy, he'll go to all my friends and talk about how much of an impolite piece of shit I am. And that's what he did in my dreams. I did actually dream about him, but he like, it was hard to know whether he was like, oh yeah, no, this happens all the time, don't worry about it, or if he was genuinely like bothered by it, or maybe like ever since he was a little kid, all the kids bullied him about him having that last name. But like, he gave me this really odd expression that cycled through about 5 or maybe 10, right? And for what it wasn't the worst thing in the world, I suppose. But he was just like, oh yeah, is there something wrong? And I'm like, oh no, nothing in the slightest, yes. After laughing, I tried to recover. It's like, oh, what's so funny then? So I knew he was completely oblivious. Is he just that nice, or is he just that stupid? I wouldn't know. But I was just like, oh yeah, yeah, no, like I saw someone else's name with a really funny, you know, like the school ID. It's like two, like, you know, the 6 not like it was such a pathetic excuse. It sounds literally nothing like probably the worst lie I could ever come up with, but it was unironically what I said. And you know what? Whatever. He took it, whether out of obligation or out of, you know, him just wanting to be nice, right? But ever since then, I went back on sticker duty. I went to the people, and they were being so nice about it, because I told them, and they're like, oh no, it almost happened to me, and so on and so forth. But the seniors, right, they were so nice about it. Like, honestly, super nice about it. They were almost too chill. It was so weird. But that was an experience that I simply won't really forget, in my opinion. It was just so goofy. And in my opinion, I think that's the pinnacle of my freshman year, in all honesty. So, I want to pause here, because, you know, now that I want to move away from the actual me being a freshman, and I want to get some insight, right? I need some comic insight on the senior experience and how that shapes the way that everyone views freshmen. So I have gathered some people on the line, and we're gonna find out exactly what people think. All right, let's get to it. Hello?
Hello.
State your name, please.
My name's Matthew.
Okay, Matthew. What do you think about freshmen?
What?
What?
Honestly, a bit old for my taste. No, I'm just kidding. I think, they're cool. I like the ones that I have to train for, running stuff. They can be a bit annoying because they don't know anything that's going on, and they don't have the courage to ask questions about anything that's going on, so they just stay kind of stupid. Just kind of faking everything.
Okay. So stupid.
I wouldn't say stupid, just like
we have
intentionally
stupid, and what would you consider them short?
Oh gosh, there's some freshmen who look like college kids, but there are some that are like the fifth graders.
Okay, so we have stupid and short. Yeah. Thank you, Matthew, for participating in chit chat. We'll see you next time. All right, thank you. Hello? State your name, please.
Okay, Tyler.
Okay, hi, Tyler. What do you think of freshmen?
A freshman at what, oh my god.
Like
a freshman, or from an outside perspective, freshman.
Like
kids.
14-year-olds.
Okay, am I looking at it as in myself or in others?
Others?
I don't know, relatively just normal teenagers that are just living their day-to-day life.
Okay. I respect that. You see, Matthew took a very derogatory perspective. He was really disrespectful. He said that children were stupid and short. Do you agree?
Everyone starts from somewhere.
Samuel.
You didn't need to say your full name.
Okay.
Okay, what do you think of... Can we redo that? Okay.
It's like these tiny ass kids in like the later stage of the day, like with their high pitched voices, like standing in the hallways, like, oh my goodness, what'd you get on that math test? Like, bro, walk and talk. Don't stand in the middle of the hallway. You know?
That's good.
It's more observational, if anything.
Okay, I have one last question. Matthew was very, very, extremely disrespectful about this. So I wanted to hear your take on it. He called them not only short, but stupid. Like almost like he thinks that they're not like humans, like at all. Do you agree with this?
I mean, I feel like to an extent I agree with it. I think they're just not mature yet. And they're also like, in terms of height, they're literally shorter than us.
Oh yeah, right. I
know what I mean?
Yeah, I see. Matthew was even more disrespectful about it. He was talking about how they're not only short but stupid, as if they're not even human beings at all. Do you agree with this?
I think the certain ones, like there are some who act like you can't tell the difference between like if they're a freshman or if they're like a sophomore, junior. But like, then there are some who like act like they're still in fucking elementary school. Like just clogging up the hallways and standing there. They don't really have a class to work on because they're failing all their classes anyway. So what's another class missed if you're just gonna fail? You know what I mean?
Now that we've gone over the sheer oppression that my senior friends have toward freshmen, we can finally get into the details of how it feels to see freshmen from a senior perspective, and breaking down the animosity that every senior, and I mean everyone, even you, has toward younger people. Now, obviously, I'm fucking joking. However, there is kind of a point to be made here, because some people, of course, do take it. Some people you might have heard. However, yeah, I'll start it from here. So, I might have said already that I've had a Japanese assistant teaching job, and I get to see a lot of freshmen that I can either tutor or teach sometimes when the teacher isn't here, so on and so forth. But it's pretty fun. I do enjoy it. I mean, a lot of the times I don't actually do very much, but in any case, it still is a cool little experience to have. You know what I mean? But in the beginning, especially when I was like super hyped about getting this brand new thing, where I can like, oh my god, I can lead a bunch of freshmen and a few sophomores in something that I want to do when I grow up. And you know, at first I was like meeting the class. I mean, obviously I wasn't like, you know, going up in the front of the class and being like, oh hey guys, it's me, Andrew. I mean, I did do that because the teacher forced me to. However, I mean, it was interesting seeing how other freshmen take the same class that I took years back. Get me? And yeah, so there was this one girl who I'm not gonna name. I used to sit in the back of the class while, you know, the teacher was teaching, because there was no one really to tutor in that sense. So I was really just chilling in terms of that. However, there was this one girl who sat ahead of me. She was Chinese. I heard that she was very passionate about learning Japanese, right? However, when I was sitting there, you know, minding my own business, I found out that, you know, she would ask me a number of questions, which is fine, about what's going on, and I do respect that, but she would have this horrible habit of stretching in my, like, personal space. Like she didn't even know I was there, and I was like, okay, maybe she actually didn't know I was there, but then she did it again. And then again, like, at that point, I'm like, why would you be doing this on purpose? And I mean a sense where she literally takes her arms, like, I don't mean the side stretches, I mean the one where she takes her arms and puts it in the air, and then kind of, like, basically flings it at my face. and that was annoying for quite some time. And I didn't really want to confront it, because I was like, oh, that's kind of awkward. I mean, she probably knows what she's doing. Not in the sense of, like, you know, that it's the right thing, but, like, you know, maybe she'll figure out from my awkward expressions, like I had, like, telepathy or something screaming into her brain, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Kidding. I mean, I still didn't really care that much. I mean, it's not like she was actually, like, putting her hands on my face or anything. Like, it was just, like, on my desk. It was just a minor annoyance, right? And, they can look. At the end of the day, she was odd, in terms of that whole stretching thing. However, she was honestly one of the most, like, engaging, or like, she was honestly one of the most engaged people in the class in general. And it was really nice, seeing her participate from, like, a teaching standpoint. So honestly, like, look, let's face it. I mean, everyone was a fucking freshman at some point. I think it's clear, as especially if you're older looking back on it, that yes, freshmen are odd and sometimes they are inexperienced, as one of my friends said. However, I mean, I think it can surprise people how actually, like, sweet they are. And I'm not meaning this in a cupcake sense, if you know what I mean. But I mean, like, I've tutored I've tutored 5th, 6th graders before. I mean, one of my students that in my job is an actual, like, how do I say this? Is actually fucking, how old is she? Like 7, 8, right? And honestly, seeing their interests in terms of, like, what they like to do outside of the class. I mean, as I said, everyone's fucking been there. My point is, at the end of the day, principle 1. Nobody fucking was proud of themselves at 14. I don't care who the fuck you are. But like, if you're actually proud of like every aspect of how you were at 14, then honestly I commend you. And I mean, some people can probably say shit, or say, like, for example, sorry, not shit, it is a good point, where it's like, oh, well, I mean, like, no one's really proud of themselves fully at any age. And to that I say, I mean, do you like yourself better than when you were at 14? I don't know, do you look back at all those fandoms that you were in, for example? Or maybe shitty things that you would make? Or even do, really, and were you proud of that? So honestly, at the end of the day, freshmen are odd, and they will do inexperienced things. But I think it's good to kind of, you know the fact that they are not just stupid, but just... I like how I say just. They are not stupid. They are just, inexperienced, and that we should honestly just go easy on them, in my opinion. Or, you know what? Fuck it. Why don't you just shove one in the hallways? And tweet me a video of it saying how much you enjoyed shoving one in the hallways. I wouldn't know. At the end of the day, you probably know the protocols of common sense in terms of the social world. However, I thought it was nice kind of traversing around the little freshman experience here. So yeah, that'll be it for this video. Thank you again for joining me, and if you made it here, like every other YouTuber under the sun would say, thank you again. And yeah, have a lovely night.